Gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me, y'all. Shalom, everybody. Uh the elder is compromised, y'all. He's compromised. The elder is compromised, y'all. This is scary. Uh I get a call yesterday from the bishop of the California body, right? He tells me, I'm not coming in the vein of the church. I'm coming as myself, brother to brother. I have Sister Kadash, right? And Kadash is, she got some questions, you know, about our man Jerry, right? That we about to deal with that does the grants. She was supposed to get one last year. Okay. They really trying to stop what we got going with the grants and all of that, right? Vigorously, right? Anything that come out my mouth over here, they're gonna try to sabotage. And it's like, who of the most high needs to do things like this? You know what I'm saying? What part of Christ is this? You know what I mean? They really doing some sabotaging and lying. And they desperate. You know what I'm saying? They doing things that are totally of the horn man with the pitchfork, you know? You can't confuse it. You can't, you know what I mean? It's straight up devilish what they're doing. He lied to me, you know. He came soft spoken, you know. His words were smooth as butter, right? Oh, he's just trying to understand. They want to iron this thing out, right? Uh Kadash is saying that she done got done wrong, you know, her money got taken, you know, she paid Jerry for this and that. He kept her money, you know, and they're blaming my wife for this, y'all. They're slandering my wife now, you know, and my wife is absent at the time. And I take the information. I say, okay, you know, they didn't check Jerry all out. They didn't found some case from 85 somewhere, something like that, which is like 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Okay. Uh, it's like 40 years ago, right? Some case he called. I don't know. Who knows? You know, 40 years ago. We've known him for about 15 years. Me, 15 years. My wife, probably longer, you know, but he's legit. He has helped many people open business, you know, open businesses. He's gotten people many grants. Okay. My wife alone has written 501c3s and grants for people who now have awards and things. You know what I'm saying? So it's legit, family. But I'm warning you now, Elder Ricard, he's gonna try to sabotage it. And he's gonna try to make Jerry out a criminal. And he said that my wife targeted Sister Kadash Kadash ain't even done paying for everything yet, y'all. Right? He's telling a sad story. Oh, she paid thousands of dollars. She was scammed out of thousands of dollars, and she was in a shelter. You know what I'm saying? She was in a shelter and got beat out of thousands of dollars. That's crazy, y'all. But I'm gonna tell you something. My wife ain't gonna play. My wife ain't gonna play. You know, that man, he gonna find himself with another lawsuit because he already had one. You know, they already got sued for defamation of somebody's character. You know, my wife ain't gonna play with you. She already got the forms. Soon as you air that, you know, he said it in the comment section, right? So soon as he air that and it come out his mouth, we gonna take it, and my wife gonna do what she do, right? And you gonna fund somebody's farm, you know? And that man, the devil, y'all, he's compromised. He's really, he's really drawn into this thing. He is so scared. That's that fear I seen in his eyes when I met him, right? That's what he was that's what he was seeing. He was seeing the end of his church, right? Yeah. Bringing up something 40 years old on Jerry to sabotage everything we got going on. How did you get started? And that wasn't no 40 years ago. What happened let's bring up your record. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring you up. What you guilty of? What happened in the last places where you were? So you better chill, man. You taking this too far. You know, the Most High has control. You know, control yourself, brother. Regain control of yourself. And you guys around him, help y'all elder, man. Help him. He's drowning. Y'all don't see it? This thing is sucking him in, right? It's dangerous, right? Grab him, sit him down, grab his shoulders and sit him down and talk to his face, right? This is going too far, y'all. What y'all want to do? You know, I don't trust y'all now, you know. I was giving y'all the benefit of the doubt with any violence or anything like that, man. It's looking like y'all might put a hit on me or something like this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all chill, right? I'm just a rapper, right? That's all I'm just a rapper, you know? Just a rapper you had in your church, and you know, I got a revelation and I broke off and I'm doing my just let that be that. Right? You still got your church, the people over there, you can do no wrong for, right? You got them. Why are you so bent on destroying me? And then you add my wife, right? And say she's targeting somebody. That's crazy. Come on, man. You gotta stop, man. Or people are gonna mess around and clearly see you, right? And get away from you, right? You're gonna crash your own church, right? So when you crash your church, don't blame that on me, man. You wouldn't stop, right? You wouldn't stop. Don't blame that on me when you crash your church, man. Right? And you fund somebody's farm. Because my wife gonna sue you. Stop. It's time to stop right here, man. You know, it's time to stop, brother. You know, all praises to the Most High, man. You know, you're a good man. You're a good guy, man. You know, I appreciate you, man. I still love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna set out to knock your head off like you knocked mine off. I ain't got no head on my neck right now. You knocked that off, buddy. You know, you made me all kind of liars and scammers, and you know what I mean? You did that. More people believe you than who believe me. Like what you want. I'm gonna go to the electric blue pretty soon. My kidneys don't work. You know what I mean? I don't got long. I might not have too long. You know what I'm saying? Just let me have little fun for the last few years of my life, man. Let me just do some work and share some love out there and bring forth some people that love, because you ain't gonna do it. You had 20 years with the Gathering of Christ Church to do your thing, and then look at y'all today. you know let me get 10, 15 years, you know what I'm saying, to bring forth you know a loving hearted Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Let me do my thing. You can still do your thing. you know why you bent on destroying me so bad? That's the devil, man. you know Come on, man. That should be clear. That should be clear who the driving force is, right? This has gotten to be too much, y'all. This thing is really drowning this man. He's really, you know, you got Sister Kadash. Nothing happened to Sister Kadash. She ain't said nothing about this for a year because she didn't finish paying, right? He gave her a discount, right? You pay your first hit, he gets you the 501c3, right? You go to the county clerk, you pay them their fee, right? And then you're ready to start putting out for your grants, right? She didn't even get to where you pay the county clerks, right? Or whoever they are. She didn't even get to that. She didn't finish paying Jerry. So how you expecting something back? How you respecting how you expecting any turn on your money? You ain't finished paying him yet. You ain't even put out for no grants. How you gonna get anything coming back? You ain't filed for no grants. You ain't putting no grants out, right? You ain't fully got the 501c3 yet, right? And she called yesterday, sister, you're not finished. You need to finish. Nah, she wants her money back. How you gonna get your money back when you got the paperwork? You pay him, he does your paperwork. He sends it, right? And you didn't even fully pay that, right? So that's a half-baked situation, y'all. She ain't got no case with that. If she had one, she would have took another approach. Nah, it's about uh having Ricard be able to say what he's saying now. What was sent to us in a screenshot, something that he done said on some comment board somewhere, done told somebody this. Cause they going off on him in there. And that's what's happening, y'all. Leave that man alone, please, please. Cause that's where all of this is coming from. He opened up his mouth with my name, and Bruce ain't going for that. I'm sorry. I would have never had you do that. You know, Nay Ak. You can't talk about bronze like that. People not going for that. You can't talk about me like that. I told you. Stop doing that. Right? And y'all please stop. right? Because you making him desperate, and I know how that is, right? When you getting, attacked, it feels like an attack, because I'm feeling it over here, and I just been receiving everything. I just been receiving it. I ain't put nothing out nobody's business and trying to destroy nobody. I just try to break off from a church. That's all I try to do, and do this mission that the Most High got me on. Y'all see what I'm doing. Y'all see what I talk about when I'm not talking about this, you know? And that's the mission that the Most High set me out on, you know? We just want dinner. The dinner concept. That's all we want. We just trying to cook some dinner. That's all we want. Some good healthy dinner, no starch, you know what I'm saying? No granulated sugar, you know what I'm saying? No chemicals, that's all. Clean meat, drained right, raised right, chewed the cud, not corn, not soy. That's all I'm trying to was do. That's all I was trying to do was to get some dinner, y'all. You know, that's it. But I got to deal with all of this because this man he's bent on destroying me. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And then you got all of these people fighting. Y'all, please leave Elder alone because I think it's the pressure y'all putting on him that's making him do this. And I don't know about none of it. I'm absent for it all. And then I just see this crazy stuff that he's doing, and I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? I don't go over there. I don't read those comments. I'm not listening to the videos that he's putting out. I don't know everything he has said. I don't know, you know, I don't know. And maybe I wouldn't be so strong if I went over there fooling around over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look unstable. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, I don't believe I would, but I mean, I just don't want it in my spirit. I don't want to feel nasty like that. I don't want to hurt, because I clicked in and out of there 2 or 3 times while he was live. He'd be live for like 4 hours, you know. Over time, I went in there about 3 minutes at a time, and how I seen him acting, it broke my heart. Cause I never seen him act like that. I didn't recognize the character that I seen. And I was like, man, and I don't know what he going through over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm an empath. I can just imagine you guys are probably getting on his nerves. I know y'all been getting on his nerves for years, right? I know it made his skin crawl every time the double B word popped up, Brother Bronze. I know he's tired of hearing that tongue roll like that. Brother Bronze, I know he's probably tired of that, for the past good 14, 15 years or something like this. Somebody coming to him asking him some question that got something to do with me or something. This probably been building up for a very long time, right? And that was Passover 2017 when I walked in that building and he had that look in his eyes. He was like a deer in headlights. Just eyes just big, you know what I'm saying? Just like, and just frozen. And he looked like if I 2 fingers like that, he would have just fell over. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? I'm trying to get a handshake or a hug or something. My elder, I'm ready to fall on my knees. You know what I'm saying? And greet him for him to have to tell me to get up. Like whoever that was. Who was that in the book? Got a man on his knees trying to greet him. He's like, brother, get off your knees, brother. I'm ready to do that to you. You put so much things together for me. I will always love you for that. You can do no wrong to me for that. And I would have been with your church for the rest of my entire life, no problem. But you got to understand, I've been getting whooped and beat since 2018 for what the Father has put on me, right? He was saying it since 2018 while I'm in the earth, and I'm being hard-headed. Why? Because I want to sit in a chair at your church and just be in love with my I am there, how I've been, right? Avoiding all of this, avoiding the break off, right? And then I have my incident in 2023 where I get pulled out of the earth and the Most High deals with me directly and let me know what I've been feeling for the past 5 years is correct and what he wants from me, and to stop withholding it from him. And now I done gave it to him, right? It's been a month. This has been the best month I've had since 2018. He feels better, right? Even in whatever level of peace I was in, I could still feel that the Most High wasn't 100 with me. He wasn't his whole self. He's his whole self again. I feel him the way I did before 2018, right? Because I'm obedient again. I'm doing what he wants. I listened to him. And there was a whole bunch of people waiting on the other side, right? I didn't even tell them what 2018 was, and they already knew. How they know I didn't tell them? He wasn't only speaking to me. He told me in 2018. It was people he told this in 2014 and 15. Right? So this thing is deep, y'all. Elder, please. What you want me to do? You got my number, man. Call me. What can I do? Is there anything I can do? You know? I'm not too big. I'm still the humble brother that was sitting in the chair in your church for over a decade. I'm still him. He's still in here. Call me and talk to me, man. What you want me to do? What can I do? You know? And I ain't worried about nothing you talk about or nothing. Don't think this is fear or nothing. You know? I ain't scared, but I mean, what can I do? I'm empathetic. You know? Something went wrong. You got something wrong. You know? Because if it was being seen the way I would like it to be seen, hey, Bronze is gone. You know? It was cool while we had him, or it was a nightmare. However, he's gone. Let me be gone. You know? Don't slander my wife, bro. You know? That's crazy. But my number's still the same. What can I do? How, you know what I'm saying? How can I make it so that we could both exist and be all right? You know? Y'all, please leave him alone. You know? Because that's the only reason why I could think of. He keep going to these crazy extremes and all of this. He tapping into every aspect of my life, trying to, you know what I mean, and trying to turn everything a crime and lying. And that's on your soul, bro. That's on your soul, man. You lying now. You been lying. You been lying. This is man. What is this? You know, you gonna lose some of your folks. You got some with you, man. They stay with you through all of this. They see how crazy you act and everything. They still there. But if you keep up with this, they just gonna dwindle. You know, and I don't want that to happen to you. You know, I know what the Most High told me, but I still want to see y'all go forward. You know, Maybe you could get another 5, 10, 15 years, you know. This ain't gotta be the end, you know. Or at least just say something to your people, man. You know, let them see the sincerity in your eyes, man. Apologize for all of this, man, so they can go back, you know, to the confidence they have in you. You know, you got to stop this. You got to stop this, elder. You know, y'all talk to him, talk sense to him. Y'all who are around him, Elder Ramar, Elder Dell, talk to him, y'all. Sit him down, Elder Gaja, right? Elder Uriah, my brothers, my elders, right? Elder REI, talk to him, y'all. Chill him out. Y'all know this ain't right. Y'all know you ain't right. You know, this ain't of Christ. You know, do whatever you want to me, but my wife ain't gonna play with you. She gonna go. She gonna go straight to the law. You know, please, y'all. Please, begging y'all. What did the Most High tell me that needs to be done? I can't talk about it, brother, till it's done. If I talk about it now, I'll sabotage it. Look how they sabotage, you know, us just eating a healthy, clean dinner. You know, if I didn't talk about this and just did it, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be going through this right now. You know, I definitely can't talk about that. You know, I want to, and it ain't nothing worth hiding or nothing like that, right? It ain't nothing to be hidden, but it's just something that I can't put out in the earth, you know, until it's done. You know, when that situation is done, then I'll talk about it, right? But that's between me and the Most High, and it started in 2018, and it was confirmed in 2023, right? So I'm still kind of in that realm with that, you know. That's a thing of that realm with the Most High, you know. And me and the Most High alone is sharing that, you know. And I'm watching it manifest in the earth, you know. But until it's finalized, when it's finalized, then that's when I'll be able to look back on it and talk about it. Feel what I'm saying? You know, I'm sorry, brother, if I let you down because I can't talk about it. Everybody wants to know, you know. Everybody who are inquiring, you know, they want to know about 2018. I can't disclose it yet, y'all, but I will as soon as I can. Huh? As soon as I can, you know. But man, I'm just trying to be free, y'all. That's all I want. I just want to be free. I'm not even trying to do the same thing that he's doing, you know. I'm not trying to duplicate his church or nothing, you know. I'm in a whole nother area, you know. I'm doing something totally different than what he's doing, you know. I don't know why I can't coexist over here without people plotting on my life and things like that. Just let me be gone, man. You know, I ain't tripping off of y'all and what you got going over there. You know, let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And hit my phone and let me know how I can help you do yours. You know, I'm willing to help you do yours. How can I help and still do what I got to do? You know, let's compromise. Let's find a bracket in the middle somewhere. You know, maybe that's what he wants. You know, because I haven't given him a chance really to talk to me because with what me and the Most High going, it has to be done. You know, I already been through it with my leadership. You know, already been through it with the leadership of California. you know. And when I went through it with them, I felt like I was going through it with him. So I'm not trying to go through that 2 times. You know, I went through it with them. You know, whenever I needed you, you put them over me and said, well, talk to them. So I spoke to them. Now you're saying talk to me. No, I don't want to talk to you. I spoke to them, you know. But man, if that'll get you to relax off of me and off of my life and off of my wife, and you know what I mean, then I'm willing to do that. Okay, I'll sit down with you. You know, I'm not proud, you know. Y'all ring my phone. Let me know what I can do, you know. Let me know what y'all want from me, you know. Let me know what I got to do to be free, you know. What I owe you, what you feel I owe you, you know. Let's get right, you know. Shalom, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Somebody talk to me. I need to be picked up. Is it a lover out there somewhere? Can somebody pick me up? I'm hurting, y'all. I'm feeling real low. I'm real down right now. Can somebody say something to me to lift me up a little bit? Baba Quasha, please. You know, before I sign off of here, I can't even believe this, y'all. You know, they got him, y'all. They got our elder, y'all. This thing has really, this thing has really got him, y'all. And I just want him to be all right, y'all. I want them all to be all right. Jeez. Mm-mm-mm. I would have been went back, but when the Most High was whooping me, man. He took my kidneys, man. That was painful, man. I've been through a lot of pain. I was rushed to the hospital many a days, you know, with a 255 heart rate, you know, with a 255 blood pressure, you know, sweating in pain, you know, many a nights, you know, before I changed that diet and hit that gym, I was in bad shape, y'all. For that first year being out the hospital, man, I was always in the ER, right? Lost a lot financially, lost a lot financially. The Most High hit me like that, right? A lot of sadness and sorrow. That's what he does a lot, you know. He hits you in your mood, you know. Since 2018, y'all, my mood was a little less than its best, you know. Wasn't feeling good inside. I could feel something bothering my father, you know, and that disturbs my peace, you know. A lot was happening. Nothing was really working right, you know. And I'm saying, Father, what's wrong? What I do, you know? And he just like, you know what I want. Like, nah, that ain't what you want, you know? Shut up, Bronze, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? And just getting beat up, man. Nothing working right. everything falling through, you know. And then here come 2023, and he pulled me out of here, and he just filled me up with that emotion, and all of his thoughts and feelings are, wrapped up in those emotions, and then he puts me back here, like, yeah, go do it, you know. So clear, fam. This realm feels like the dream. That's real. You know what I'm saying? That's real over there. This is the illusion. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm back here with this, and this, man, all praises. But man, leave me alone, brother. Leave me alone, man. Tell him to leave me alone, y'all. Elder Mar, come on, man. Please help me, man. Or help him, you'll be helping us both. Somebody play the Peacemaker. Let me, where it's at? Where it's at? Because this is what we need right now. I can't do it. He not gonna listen to me, but he might listen to one of y'all, right? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High God Ahia. Huh? Matthew 5:9. Can somebody play the Peacemaker? We need a peacemaker. You know, please, help a brother out, man. This is crazy, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. All things done on this earth is done for his own purpose. He has a plan. The baptism of fire in the Holy Spirit. He must really loves you. See, when you guys say things like that, he loves us all, right? But I mean, it ain't cookie cutter, He ain't gonna do the same thing for me that he does for you, or the same thing for you that he does for me. He got us on different missions. You know what I mean? Christ even said, Man, let's get that." You know, while while we got another tab live, let's go to it. Right? John 10:16. "And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd." Right? So we ain't all of the same fold until Christ bring us together. So stop acting like I'm hellbound, right? Which I've already seen. He showed me that, right? You can believe me or not, but that's how I know I'm safe to do what I'm doing. I know I'm not crossing anybody. I know I'm not hurting him by what I'm doing, you know, because he showed me all of this, you know. I'm another sheep, He's gonna have sheep in other folds. He's gonna suck us out of all of these denominations. Everybody with that loving heart, right? And it seems like that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to ruin my loving heart, you know? Okay, let me just totally just lie and just, he done already compromised himself. He can't say he's sitting over there with a loving heart doing all that he's doing, you know, because I got a loving heart. And people with a loving heart know a loving heart when they see one. I wouldn't be taking this that far, I would have been gave up and stopped talking to me if I was him, and stopped putting out bad information on me if I was him. I would have been left this alone. I would have been cut this out. Like, that's crazy, you know? Wow. Mm, mm, mm. And it's sad, y'all. You know, he really showing himself, and there's some that's on a rampage in his name, right? And they used to be cool brothers with me. I never seen this coming. They were good-hearted brothers, man. I never seen them act like this with anybody else. All the years I known them, right? But they're listening to him now, and the way that they're treating me is crazy. And they don't got no proof of this. They just totally took what he has said, and it's crazy. And they're doing this because they want a reward from him. They think something's gonna come out of it from him, you know. And it's like, nah, you rolling over on the most high in Christ, trying to please a man, you know. And that's crazy to me right there. But you know, that fruit don't fall far from that tree. You know, it's a lot of speculation and making things 10 times worse than they sound coming from them brothers too. Man, I spent that whole day talking to them brothers, man, when I was supposed to come back and go live with his video and break down every point, everything that he said and correct it. I spent all that day and the next day, person after person, want to hang up and want to call. Hang up with him, another one call. Hang up with him, another, like, man. And they wasn't calling over the top of each other. It's like they was hanging up. All right, now you calling. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, y'all. That's crazy, y'all. Man, who was I with all those years? Like, that's crazy. Who are y'all? I don't notice y'all anymore. Right? I'm innocent, y'all. I don't know all of what they accused me of over there, but you know who the accuser of the brethren is. But I don't know all what they saying over there, y'all. But I'm innocent. I ain't done nothing to nobody, right? Neither has my wife, right? We out here to help people, y'all. And we gonna continue, you know. We not gonna stop, you know. You gotta send me to the sapphire blue. Not gonna stop. But in the meantime, between time, how can I help you? What can I do for you? You know, what what chopping block can I put my heart on? I put it on there. Ask my California leadership. I put it on there, you know. Show me the chopping block. I put my heart on it. And you could take your hacking and take your hatchet and you know, because that's what the heart is for, y'all. It's to be bruised and smacked against the wall like a handball, you know what I'm saying? I'm for it, right? Because I am of the discipleship, right? That's buying me a ticket. The suffering buys you your ticket, y'all. So I'm all for it. Show me the chopping block. you know. But the Most High task is gonna get done. That's good. That's done. That's, you know. And before that stop, he gonna jump up, right? But show me how I can please everybody. Let me know. You know, if it's anything I can do, Elder, let me know. That's all. You know, Yashar Ban Yasha Allah. Let me read you what you got going here. John 1 and 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. All praise to the Most High. You know, I want to prosper in health because health is wealth, right? Even as thy soul prosper, right? My health and my soul, you can't buy that. Kind. I appreciate that scripture, you know. But man, yeah, the work don't stop, Rosanna. This work don't stop here, right? It's gonna get done. Matter of fact, it's done already. Already done. Set it. The wheels is rolling on it, right? The Akyam really can finish it from here, right? That spirit, it's out there, right? The Akyam can do it. They got it, right? All praises to the Most High, though. Yeah, this is sad, y'all. I'm broken down, you know, just because I don't like seeing it, man. I wish it was another way all of this could have happened, you know. It's bittersweet, you know what I'm saying? Sweet in the mouth, it's bitter in my belly how it's sitting, you know. Because I don't want nobody to be hurt, man. You know, I don't want that. You know, I don't want nobody to be uneasy. You know, especially not my elder man. You know, I didn't want that. I didn't want that for him. You know, I never wanted no trouble, y'all. You know, even what he got on with, mad about the 501c3 and what we was getting ready to do with the farms and the land and all of that. He could have just left it there. He broke it up, you know. Nah, he want me ash, you know. He want me to go live over here and nobody tap in, right? He don't even want me to go live over here. It's looking like that now. I'm not putting it past him no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, all praises to the Most High. You know, it ain't looking good though, y'all. He's been compromised. The enemy got him. You know, enemy got him, y'all. And I hope it's temporary. I hope the guys around him jump in and calm him down and let him know, okay, this is it. This needs to be it. It needs to be it. Gotta stop here. This is going too far. You know? But hey, I apologize to all of y'all. I didn't want y'all to see this. I hate it. I hate y'all had to see this and see this roll out like this. You know, keep y'all faith, y'all. Don't let nothing you see men doing make you lose your faith in him. Okay? That's not him. It's not him. It ain't his fault. You know, don't blame the Most High. Don't blame Christ. This is men, you know, and I never wanted it to gain traction, you know. I don't like none of it, you know. But let's see, waiting on that screenshot. Yeah, it's here. Come from a sister, man. Neftali, you know. All praises to the Most High, my blessed sister, man. But he done wrote thousands of dollars was stolen from a sister who was living in a shelter, targeted by the brother's wife and an ex-convict who was arrested for these same scams. You still support it? So that's what he's worried about, right? Us getting support or people supporting us, you know. And that's what he said. Uh, that's what he said to somebody who, what did they say? Khan, this is so hurtful for us, Israelites, to be airing these disagreements on public forums. Let go and keep each other in prayer. Or that's what the comment over the top of his says. It don't show what their reply was. But somebody else came up under that and said facts to whatever they said out there, probably in support of us, you know. And that's what Elder Ricard came in there and said. Thousands of dollars was stolen from a sit, which thousands of dollars. She didn't even pay her whole fee, right? She didn't even pay her whole fee. She half did it and then left it for a year. And it was open-ended, you know. She still gotta complete what she got going. But nah, you know, she heard me talking about Jerry over here, and then she went to them and you know and said, "Oh yeah, I was dealing with that and dealing with them," and they heard and they listened and they saw how they could flip it into where she's been scammed, or you know what I mean. You nobody scams you. You didn't finish paying. You owe money. You got a discount. You didn't even finish paying the discounted price. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Hmm. You see what I'm saying? So if they put that out there on my wife like that, they go on to court and they're gonna have to prove where she got scammed. And when everything comes out, they gonna be in trouble, right? They gonna be in trouble. So this is gone far enough, and y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm-mm. You know, but yeah, go on and shut it down, man. Yes, you know. Yeah, he's totally off his whole game, though, y'all. This thing, this thing really got him. Really got him, y'all. Who's over here from the church? If you got enough courage, drop me something in the chat. Anybody? Somebody over here from the church, don't lie. IG, Shalom, man, I miss you, brother. I need to find you, bruh. Hit that Plant Vineyards 144 at Gmail. Hit that, bro. I need to talk to you. Right? I've been looking for you, man. 4 years, I've been looking for you about that long. But yeah, I didn't know you left the church. I had no idea, but I think about you all the time. You're like, where's IG at? You know? I'm here, but they excommunicated me. Then you ain't at the church then. They love to do that, huh? Excommunicate. How you gonna excommunicate somebody from the body of Christ? Right? Please. Can't excommunicate. You know what I'm saying? Why you excommunicate me? Excommunicate me. I wish you'd do that. I wish they'd leave me alone. Right? Stop talking to me and about me and all of that. You know? Remind me of a certain baby mama of mine, man. You know? She was cool with all her other baby daddies before and after me, but she used to just want to, she hated my guts. Right? She used to want to destroy me, right? When I was in the world. And every now and then I used to tell her, come on, baby, you know, come on now. That's all she wanted was me back. Any given time, I could have said, okay, baby, let's patch this up. You know what I'm saying? What is that? What is that about, man? Why such a bitter breakup? Praise and higher. Man, come on, y'all. Y'all gotta leave me alone, man. Or don't. It's all right. But my wife ain't gonna play with you. You're gonna have to see her about something. Leave her out of it. Keep it on me, okay? Keep it on me. No? But we coming up on the hour. It's coming up on the hour, y'all. Fisha. Y'all just starting to see him for who he truly is. We been done that. We been started doing that, but now this is like, man, yikes. Do a lesson later or tomorrow. That word will help. Do a lesson on what, Mark? If you're still there, do a lesson on what? Heartbroken, y'all. I don't want to see him lashing out on me either. Elia Riley. Damn. Yeah. They really do share the same man-made dogma. Long suffering. Long suffering? Do one on long suffering? and suffering wrongfully, right? That's two lessons, huh? One on long suffering, one on suffering wrongfully. Yeah. I'm just happy to be back right with my father, man. I don't care, man. These men could do whatever they want to do. I didn't like that. I was really trying to figure out what was wrong with my father. And I kind of knew, but I wasn't taking that because I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do it. So I was, hoping that that wasn't it. And I was putting all my eggs in that basket. And nah, I'm tripping, you know? And when he pulled me out of here, he was like, yeah, that's what I want. you know? So, man, the Most High, he will make clear what he really wants to make clear with you. If he has to go that far and do that, right? But I never foreseen this. What's going on today? I never saw that. I'm not an active member, but I follow GOCC since I got in the truth. My shot. Is that my brother? Me too. Me too, my shot. And you know that. Me too. Yeah. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Do one on the peacemakers. It's up to the Most High now. I let it go. I'm gonna try, man. I thought I had let it go, man. I wouldn't have said nothing else. And then I get off the live and I go in there, and then my wife is just like got a screenshot, you know, that somebody sent to us. Like, look what he's saying now. Like, whoa, you know, crazy, you know. Uh, I just hope that end well for him, you know. I hope he decides to just leave all of this alone and just go back to what he got going over there than to see it end another way, you know. Because he has a lot of sheep, you know, in the flock. He's shepherd over many, and that's reason enough to chill, and tend to them, tend to the flock. We talking about one getting away from the 99, man. You about to lose half of the 99, about to get out the fence, and you know what I mean. You over here occupied with this. Your sheep is leaving out a hole in the gate. You know what I'm saying? Come on, get yourself together, man. You know, because they're gonna get tired of this. They're gonna get tired of looking at this, seeing this, hearing about it, hearing about, you know, you and your vendetta, and they're gonna start feeling like, man, I ain't following nobody that got something to do with Christ. Like, this ain't Christ. And then you're gonna feel it. I know a lot of people is leaving. That's probably on his nerves too. I know about multiple people who left yesterday, right? Because of how he's acting. Like, I'm cool on this, right? And they not coming with me. Not that I know of yet. Not that I know of yet. I haven't talked to him, you know. But my name is brought up in their rants. So who knows? But call me, elder. You know, is that what you want? You want to talk? Because I won't get on the phone with you. You know, I'll get on the phone with you and let you set me up. Let you line me up. Only if you leave my wife alone, you know. Just keep her out of it, you know. Like the Most High in Rawat. If you blaspheme against the Holy Spirit, right, there will be no forgiveness for that, right? That's why the Most High is like that. He like, don't say nothing about my wife, man. Keep her out. And that's the same way I feel. Don't bring up my wife, man. That's ultimate disrespect. Oh my goodness. Leave her out of it. I'll let you line me up. And I get on there and, you know, I sit there while you say whatever you want to say, twist my words and line me up and play it for your congregation. See, I told you. Yeah, you could do that. Go ahead. Throw me under